Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hentges with Beyond the Chart, and in this technical analysis of the stock market video, we're going to take a look at the market action here by looking at the SPY and the QQQs, and then check in on three big movers on the Nasdaq yesterday. So stay tuned. All right, we're going to start off here with the SPY. The SPY was unchanged on the day, and you can see it was, had gone opened down, went down a little bit lower, and then came back. Let me blow it up a little bit. This is the current wave count that I've got on the SPY, and I'm using it on practically all of the indices now. And that's that I believe we've got an A, B, C sideways flat, Elliott wave flat that's going on. And the primary reason I've moved to that is because of the 5-wave push that we've gotten in this last C wave. So what I'm talking about is, we had the first move down from the high back in May, and it ended right here in a truncated 5th wave. Then we had move A, B, and C, okay? And in a flat, if this was corrective, it should be a 3-wave, all right? But in a flat, the C wave is 5. So therefore, that's why I've moved to this kind of scenario. And what is a flat? A flat is basically a sideways push, okay? And it's volatile. Yes, this can extend, well beyond the beginning of A, and this can extend beyond the end of A, although our limitation in this whole bearish scenario is that we can't move to new highs. Can't go to above the May 2015 highs. If we do, then we got a little something else going on. But right now, I'm staying with this wave count until the market tells me differently. But right now, it's not. Okay, so let's take a look. I got to get back to my mouse. Let's take a look at the weekly chart of the SPY. And here's an easier way to look at this. I mean, this is A, B, C. This is what we're working. You can see here's the all-time highs up here. From May of 2015. So we really haven't broken yet anyway, the November 6th high, the week ending November 6th. So we're still in this wave count, and we continue to monitor this closely. The Qs broke down on Friday, down 1.67. Big gap down and a big move. It looks like it may have caught some support right in here at this low from April 12th, low of 108.015, and here is 108.12. So yeah, I mean, it came right to that almost exactly. So now we've got our first close below the 10-day moving average. Now we did get it back over here too, but you got to get follow through. And usually what I like to see is a couple of those closes. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart, this almost turned into a bearish engulfing, but it didn't quite. And actually what it almost looks a little more like is a sideways push over the last 3 weeks. It just from this close here, where we closed 110.36, where we closed yesterday 108.98. So we're down about 1.5 on the Qs from over the last 1, 2, 3 weeks. And so it is a down week. It almost became an outside down week, but the low did not quite pull it off. So that's the scenario. Now this is a little different wave count because we've got the high right here in December. And so I'm counting this as wave 1 and a 2 pullback. And so it's a little bit different than what we're seeing in the Dow Industrials or, the S&P 500 or, the Russell 2000 is different too. It's deeper. And same thing on the New York Composite. All right, let's take a look at the, there was something else I wanted to show you, I think. Let's look at, here's all the weekly chart. I thought this is kind of interesting on the Qs, and you can see how we've gotten, it got very close to the March 2000 highs, but just did not quite get there, and now seems to be struggling. So we'll have to watch to see if we do start to get some turnover. Now, on a weekly basis, we don't have a close below the weekly moving average, or the 10-week moving average. The VIX 13.22 on Friday. Continues to be low, continues to be down in here. The one thing I noticed, the ADX is very low here on the average directional movement. It's at 11. And so a lot of times, now I've seen it, I've seen it get down to 10. and maybe even a little bit lower than that, but this is pretty low. And when the ADX has a tendency, when it gets that low, it has a tendency to kind of be a prelude to a big move coming. Doesn't mean it's coming next week or even in the next 2 weeks, but this is getting very, very low. I thought we were going to go here with a close above the 10, but we didn't quite do that, and it's sold off. All right, let's take a look at the 3 stocks. Microsoft down 7.2% on Friday. Let me get rid of the crosshairs. So it broke this short-term trend line from the beginning of February, and it broke this trend line from August. So the whole rally mode since the low in August has been broken. The real key is, where are we going to get support? It looks like it's going to come in here maybe 50 to 50.5, slightly below here where some previous support came in. If that doesn't hold, it's going to come down into here to the, what is this, February 8th. Thought maybe it was late January, but no, February 8th. So let's see. Oh, I know I wanted to show you on a weekly basis. This is one of the biggest drops since, let's see, February 5th. So in several weeks, pretty big drop in here. And on a longer term perspective, here's the picture on a weekly chart for Microsoft. And you can see here's the major trend line coming up off that 2009 low. And if these supports don't hold in here, I look for this to come down and test, but a little early to say that that's what it's doing right now. All right, the next one is Google, or Alphabet, down 5.5% on Friday. And this is what I think Google's doing. I think it's doing this big diamond top. And what's really interesting is a very similar picture to what I'm seeing in Facebook. Now, Facebook still looks like it's in more of maybe an ending diagonal type deal, but this kind of weird trading that occurred in the beginning in here in the middle is the same kind of thing that happened on Facebook, although Facebook trapped a few more bears because they had several days above the prior high. But you can see that this short-term trend line is broken. We've now broken this trend line from the beginning of February. In here, support, you may start to get some support slightly below here at 720, right in the middle of this pack. The next would be where prior support came in down here at the 702, 704. Now, if this truly is a diamond, I need to do a little more homework on it. I mean, that's the way it looks to me, especially because of this middle. Diamonds have a tendency, when you break out of the diamond, it will go the length of the height of the diamond is the projected move. So it would be interesting to watch that. Let's take a look at this on a weekly, see if we can see anything more. Got the long-term chart in here from the 2008 low. And you can see how it's had several touch points in here. So that if we continue to break down, that's going to be interesting to watch in here. There's a lot of congestion that occurred down here below, maybe 650 or so. So going to be watching the move here. Do we get some continuation on Google? And then the last one that I'll look at today is Starbucks. Starbucks was down 3% on Friday. So it's interesting how we had the break on Starbucks back here on April 12th. And then it came back, hugged the trend line, and this is the trend line of the rally, of this whole counter trend rally. Well, I call it counter trend because that's what it's been doing on the indices. And that's from that February 8th. The market bottom February 11th, I believe. So this is the February 8th low, and now it broke it, came back, a little bit of a kiss goodbye, and then broke down again. So now I could see where it could get some support. What's the low here? 56.57, 56.28. So, maybe in the low 56 area, or 56 to 56.5. If that doesn't hold, it's going to probably come down and at least retest the lows here, 52. So interesting dynamics going on. Interesting that we had several big breaks on the big Nasdaq stocks on Friday. All right, that's it for today, everyone. If you're watching this video anywhere else besides my website, head on over there. I've got an interesting post for you to take a look at. What does outliers have to do with trading? I think you'll find that really interesting, so check out the post. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on the next video.